Hey guys, it's Lauren with Divided by Sight, and today I am doing the impact of blindness tag that I saw on Seeing Blind YouTube channel.
So your first question is, what is your vision disability?
So our visual disability we covered in another video, and it is retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, caused by Bird syndrome. And if you want to know more about what that is, because I'm sure you've never heard of it, it's in a video of Don't Let Your Disability Define You.
Next question, question 2. Is your vision loss progressive or stable?
I think since the last year it's been stable, but obviously with it being with RP, obviously it's going to be a progressive decrease over time. I think the biggest impact for me is my peripheral vision disappearing. I mean, at this point I literally just have straight tunnel vision, and it takes way too long to transition from like going inside to going outside, or vice versa.
Question 3. Does your vision fluctuate from day to day?
I think it depends on what my daily activities are. If I'm doing something which requires a lot of screen time, so looking at a computer, looking at a television, obviously that's going to strain my eyes a lot more. Just say if I was outside, I noticed recently that I can only read things, like if I'm reading a book, I can only read it for like an hour at a time, and then I literally just have to sit in a dark room and close my eyes because I'll get a headache.
You know, they made us painful audiobooks.
Yes, and I am stubborn. I don't like audiobooks. I think they're a great invention for those that rely on them, but every time I tried an audiobook, even a book I've already read, paying attention to it, or I'll fall asleep.
I know, but I had to play devil's advocate.
It's like when somebody is going on a tangent and they talk way too long and you tune out. I think that's what happens to me when I read an audiobook.
Question 4. Name 3 traits or qualities you have that were traded from becoming blind.
See, this was a tricky question because
Agreed.
I don't know if it's these are qualities that I developed because of my disability or if they've always been there. And I know for some people they lose their vision overnight, it seems, because they weren't born blind, and then they have to adapt to it. But I think when you're born with it, it becomes a normal part of life. Okay, I'll think of another way to explain my answer. Because in my head it makes more sense than trying to explain it. But one quality is trying to have a positive outlook, and I never really thought of like a really good way to explain it until I watched the Silver Lining Playbook.
Oh.
The book is better in every book adaptation, but he has a saying, Excelsior, and it basically means finding the silver lining in any dark situation.
Sorry, just I picture you behind a wand doing Excelsior and tossing a spell.
Next time I'm doing it. Well, in a way, it's kind of like you're casting a spell because you're trying to get everyone around you to try and find something positive and something negative. Being resourceful. I don't know if that would come down to being stubborn, but I think that I'm really good at finding what other people are good at, and I wouldn't say using it to my advantage, but pulling them into my circle and saying, like, oh, you're really good at writing, like, you're really good at research writing and reading a lot of information and processing it into what way makes sense. And if I try to do that, I'll just be like, alright, I just read like 2 pages like 3 times. What did I read? I think that's really good of trying to include others and letting them shine on their strengths. So the last one is perspective. And I like to believe that you really never know what somebody is going through unless you take them out in their shoes. I mean, even someone that has the same disability as you, unless you sit down and have a conversation with them, you have no idea what they went through and what they had to overcome.
Question 5. How has your disability made your life better?
I feel like this touches on the last question and my answer of perspective, because growing up with this disability, I've met so many other people that either have the same type of disability as I do or something different altogether. And I think that it's helped me create this supportive network that helps you not feel like you're alienated from society. But I would say maybe just reading and writing, like taking a book from the library and being able to read it without a magnifier. Just sitting outside in nature and being able to read a physical book.
So, daily tasks people take for granted.
Yes. But I feel like that's kind of been the focus, well, the new focus of the channel, is targeting those that have that feeling and saying, well, try this. If you're having trouble with reading or, trying to find a job, try X, Y, and Z. Because this is something that we encountered and this is what we tried.
Question 7. What's an experience you've gained due to your blindness?
So, a really cool memory that I have, and if I feel bad because even though Nicole and I are hypersensitive to sound, I dragged her along with me to a concert.
You took me to several concerts. But I do it because I love you.
Oh, it's like, if you love me, you'll do this.
Exactly.
But we went to the 930 Club, which is in DC, and we went to see, it was a bunch of bands. It was Newfound Glory, and
Right. Simple Plan.
Simple Plan. Cause I was like, well, look, there's at least one band that Nikki likes, and that was Simple Plan. But it was cool because we have never been there before, and we went with our sighted friend, Aaron, and we didn't know that it was a standing only concert arena. Like, inside the club was standing room only, which is good if you want to have a mosh pit. But the people that run the club, when they saw us struggling to get in, they saw our canes, they offered us to go up to the VIP lounge for free. So it was almost like we had front row seats of the concert for free.
Well, that and they offer you drinks too.
I don't want to. I feel like we played the pity card without playing it.
Well, like I said, when I get really stressed out, I have a panic attack, and I don't do well in those type of situations where you're closed in and it's a small place, like the space area.
So I think they felt sorry for us and they just wanted to appease us.
Well, they wanted our business, like any company.
Yeah, I would definitely go back if we ever have concerts again.
Not me. I'm sorry, even earbuds? Unless it was like a golden ticket opportunity, like one of the bands that I listen to nonstop, then I might consider it.
Yeah, you guys should comment below if there's one thing that you would like to go back to doing once the quarantine is over.
Okay, well now I have to ask, what would be for you?
Oh, concerts. Obviously.
Really? I wouldn't mind going to an amusement park.
Whoa, see, that's a tie. Both things I get to act like a little kid.
Question 8. What is one thing you wish you could do, but you can't because of your disability?
This is a hard question. I think, now that my vision is starting to get worse, I think one thing that I struggle with is cooking. I like cooking and I like experimenting with different recipes, but because of my vision, I always have the fear that I'm gonna burn myself on the stove or the oven, or I'm gonna cut my finger. And I think that's why a lot of people just assume that if you're blind, that the only way of cooking is things that you can either add water to, like boiled water, like somebody else boil the water for you, or throwing something in a microwave.
Which I find highly annoying.
Yeah. So when I have the urge to cook something, it's like either I have to let somebody else do it for me, or find an alternative to where I don't have to cook it, like cook some parts of the dish myself.
Or, like recently, using apps to double chef it for you.
Yeah, Be My Eyes and Ira are amazing apps to download, because what happens is that when you push the button to call an agent, the person on the other line is sighted, so they can help you walk you through what other task you're trying to do that you have trouble seeing.
Question 9. What's one thing about yourself that surprises others that don't know you?
Aside from being an avid video game lover,
Of course.
loving trying to play video games, which are, let's face it, they're all visual. But I think one task that I just started learning, which I might never have tried if I haven't started the YouTube channel, is editing videos and doing the whole graphic art side. So making the thumbnail and doing some of the channel art for the channel, because I had no idea what I was doing, and the phobia of like, oh, you need vision to make sure everything's centered and everything looks presentable, so it looking like a hot mess.
So, final question. Question 10. What would you say to the sighted community?
Well, I think all blind and visually impaired people have a giant list of things they would say. I like the thing that Cindy touched on, which was heroism. So I'm putting us on a pedestal and saying, good job for living a normal life, basically. I mean, we're the same as you, we just do things differently. And something that I would add is to maybe try to find a way to ask somebody if they need help, instead of just going up to them assuming that you need to help them because they're a child. I've seen it so many times, like, more for when somebody's in a wheelchair, because I think that's like a target to say that I'm handicapped, because sometimes somebody with a visual impairment might not use a cane or wear glasses, so you just might think they have perfect vision.
Right, and it can also happen with the deaf community too. Like, from doing our internship, I had some people come in the room and I don't know they're deaf because they're waving and interacting with me, and then when I ask a question, they're like making like question mark or trying to ask their hands. So it goes back to like you can't just make an assumption that they fit the stereotype.
Yeah, I think that's an excellent point, that every disability is a spectrum, and not all disabilities are easy to spot.
Right. And I'm sure for some people it's heroism, but I think for others, maybe it's the fact they're all that people with disabilities persevere and push through all the negativity and all the defeats feeling you get from what you have to do from day to day.
Yeah, I think for the sighted community, I don't think they can rationalize how they would go on living if they lost their vision.
Right. And I noticed that when you have like blind taste challenges or into the night or dark room challenges, they freak out and they panic.
Yeah, because they're presented with something they don't know, that's alien to them, so they either react with, I'm going to assume that they're fragile, or I have to do everything for them.
Right. Or when it happens to them, it's panic mode because they don't know how to endure it or how to deal with it.
Right, it's like they just don't know how to process what's happening.
Exactly.
So, I hope you enjoyed the Impact of Blindness tag. Nicole and I are going to have in the description of the YouTubers that we're going to tag to hopefully try the challenge as well. And I'll link the other video that I mentioned we did explaining our disability more, just because a lot of people hear that name, Bardo syndrome, and they're like, what is this? So all the links will be down in the description below, and have a great day. Bye!
Bye!